So this is the first leadership interview. So I guess I'll start. Uh, so what is your name?
My name is Nigeri Njai.
And so who have you been a leader for?
I've been in leadership for the past 18 years. A couple of restaurants, a mailroom job, uh, Walmart, and I ran gas station for about 5 years.
And why did you want to be a leader for those places?
I think that's not. It's not something I wanted. It's just I guess it was in me, and I didn't know about it. As I start job, they see that in me, and they set me up to promote and get to the next level.
So with that, what do you think makes you a leader?
I think it's about respect. It's about respect, and like I tell people, a lot of things nowadays is people don't pay too much attention to it. It's about you have to have a good heart. That's a good start, and you have to be a servant to your people, your customers, your vendors, and everybody. You know, you have to treat them the way you want to be treated, and I think that's one of my biggest motto when it comes to leadership. I wanna At first usually I try to learn everything so I can relate to it. I can tell what you're going through, how long it takes you, the pain, the suffering and the whole nine. So once you lead those people, you kind of have that emotional connection. Then you can lead them to the right path.
So with that, uh, do you believe that leadership and service are connected?
Yeah, you have to be a servant. You have to be a servant to your beliefs. You have to be a servant to your heart. You have to be a servant to the people you take care of. You lead because you have to take care of them. The best thing about leadership, I think, and I tell people all the time, it's about motivation, guidance, and a purpose. You gotta get them fired up. You gotta guide them to the goal, and you gotta let them know what we're trying to achieve. That's the purpose part, and I think it's critical. Because most leaders sometimes they tell you to do something, they don't go back and check if it's done or not. They just say it to say it. They don't mean it. They don't care, and that's that's why a lot of people don't respect their leaders. And it's like you just talk the talk, talk the talk, but you really don't care about what you're saying in the whole nine.
So with that, are you facing any current challenges as a leader?
Sometimes the biggest challenge I face is you have to be patient. Sometimes I see somebody struggling, something that can take 15 minutes, they take it an hour. I kind of get frustrated, and I used to jump and do it myself, and that was a big mistake. So I had to be all the time. I had to think of myself, no, I don't have to do it. Let me help them be me, or let me help them show them the way, the shortcut, the tools, the system, for they can do it the right way, do it my way, and because if you keep on jumping on things, some people will take advantage of that, and then next thing you know, you're doing everybody else's job, but you ain't doing your job. So that has been one of my challenges, but through the years and managing, you had to, you know, you have to take your hands off and use your brain and think before you jump in and try to help.
So how do you overcome changes that happen in your leadership positions that you've had, not just here but
That's very critical. Changes sometimes can be good changes, sometimes can be bad changes. I'm gonna give you an example. At Panera Bread back in 2003, we had 550 stores nationwide, right? The CEO have a vision for the next 10 years. We'll be the number one restaurant or the number one or number two restaurant in America. All right. So we turned from having a sourdough roll other side. That's all. That was the only option you had. You had a sandwich, you gotta get a sourdough roll. You had a salad, you had to get a sourdough roll. So when he bringing changes about having fruit cups, having chips, we kind of take it. You know what? It's more inventory. We kind of get upset, but we didn't buy into it the first time. But through the years, we went from 550 stores to 3,000 stores. He had the vision, he saw what was coming, and he had a plan and was working his plan. But at that lower level, we didn't think that way. So that's why from then I learned something about changes. All right, changes can be frustrating to get started, but it could mean more money for you. It could mean a better reputation for your business. It could mean growth. It could mean just domination. But you have to buy into it. And most of the time, that's what we face as human beings. We just have our way. We wake up, we do something. We have a routine. So if they're trying to get us off our routine, that's when we get frustrated. But we don't see the end result of it. We don't even think the end result. We just worry about our convenience and how the ease of use. But we don't think about the long term, and that's a big mistake.
So I got two more questions.
Yes, sir.
And one is, what are some suggestions that you have for people that just want to make an impact in society or their community or their school or anything they like volunteer, take part on? Like, what are your suggestions as a leader for what people should do to make that impact?
I think you have to have an open mind. You're gonna have people from different background, different belief, different faith, and the whole nine. So you have to be open-minded. You have to be patient, and sometimes you have to be able to take the heat. You have to take the heat, because it's not gonna be always a sweet conversation. Sometimes it's gonna be an uncomfortable conversation. But at the end of the day, just treat everybody with respect and dignity. That's where it starts at. If you treat the CEO the same way you treat the janitor, or that's important. And then that's how you get people to trust you, to appreciate you, and to believe in what you're saying. So just respect and dignity. I think that's where it all starts.
And last question is just a personal opinion on what you think the best part about leadership is and being a leader.
Me personally is having an impact on people's growth, having an impact on a young kid who came in, was in high school, seeing them grow to getting to college, getting a job, getting married and stuff. That makes my day. I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, I did what I had to do. At the end of the day, I was good to society. I helped this young kid be a grown man and have a positive impact on society. That's me. I have employees that used to work with for me about 10, 15 years ago. We're still friends. I still keep up with them. How's school? How's college? How's family now? How many kids you got? And the whole night. I want to know those things, because at the end of the day, I feel like I have a responsibility to help those people have a better life, to help those people grow, to help those people be better citizens, be positive citizens, and that's big with me, and that's why sometimes I could have a good employee, he leaves, it hurts sometimes, but at the end of the day, I can't be selfish, because I was here being a leader for you to do bigger and better for you. So I have to appreciate that. I have to appreciate the growth. I have to appreciate your success. I have to celebrate it with you, because at the end of the day, it's when you lead people, you're part of their life, and they're part of your life. So it's like a family. Like I always tell you guys over there in the back, we're family, and I mean that. I may be going from here, but I'm still keep up with y'all. And that's key, and that's critical, because you cannot be a true leader if you don't care about your people. You cannot. It's gonna show on how you treat them. It's gonna show on how you give them advices. It's gonna show on how high you want them to grow. And then if you don't take that seriously, it can impact you going forward. Like I want to see people succeed. That's who I am. I want to see people succeed, and I'm like, okay, dang. When I first get there, he had this issue, and I helped him get better. He was nervous. He was always defiant to the routine and stuff like that. But I let him understand that for you to grow, you have to be disciplined. You have to have discipline. You have to have respect, and you have to believe in the team and the stuff like that. So that's what made me happy, to be honest with you. So, and leadership is I think right now in the world, that's our biggest issue. People think they're leaders and they're not, and sometimes people think that you got they were born to be a leader. That's true. You know, but at some point you cannot be cocky and think that, okay, I'm already a leader. No, it's already work. It always work to be done. Every single day you learn something. Every single day you learn something about people. Every single day you learn how to deal with a certain employee based on who they are, their beliefs, and their temperament, and the whole nine. So that's what made me happy.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. You're very welcome. Man, it was nice.